Another week, boys, and another TWAB. This week in Destiny, we're getting cozy for the holidays with some baking. Not only for the dawning, but also for ourselves. After all, we can only deliver so many classic butter cookies before wanting some for ourselves. With the holidays upon us, this is our final TWID for the year. So let's get into it. Topics for this week: closing out 2024, looking ahead to 2025, Act 3 balance updates, Bungie store for the holidays. Let's see your hashtag dawning fashion, dawning bake-off favorites, Bungie Foundation year in review, this week's hashtag D2 fashion feedback update. All right, so closing out the year strong. This year's winding down, but it's not done yet. Let's finish off strong and take a look at a few things to put on your calendar so you don't miss a beat in the following weeks. Adept Izumi RR4 Grandmaster Nightfall. Oh my. Next week will be your final opportunity to find the Adept Izumi RR4 sniper rifle in the Nightfall loot pool rotation. While still available for focusing, this is your last chance to now earn the Adept version. So jump in, add it to your arsenal. By the way, in case you're still trying to get a God roll rake angle, the following week, December 24th, our first ever Stasis Glaive will be back in rotation. Chill Clip is really strong on it. Pretty nice. I will say Tanash is kind of, taking all the attention now that it's come out, right? I have 19 Izumis. I have a ton of Izumis right now. Adept Summoner Trials of Osiris. The final Trials of Osiris week of the year will see the return of class-based matchmaking. 101 Warlock and 1 Titan on each team will test their mettle, aim for greatness, and maybe reach the lighthouse. This will also be the final week of the Summoner that will be in the loot pool rotation, so push hard if you're still chasing its Adept version or one more roll. All right, Summoner's back in. 2 Crucible Lab modes. For Crucible Labs this week, we've got Hardware Supremacy, which means you shall fight for crests, focusing on your gunplay as ability regeneration is disabled. Finally, to close out the year, we've got the return of doubles with 2v2 Clash. Grab a buddy, hop into the playlist for some small team fun, give us your feedback on maps, and flow while earning Crucible reputation and rewards. This sounds like I actually haven't even played this. Is this the first time it's in rotation, or have they had 2v2 Clash? Sounds like, wasn't Crimson Days? It's like Crimson Doubles. Crimson Doubles. Y'all remember that? It was 2v2 in that game mode. I kind of miss having the Valentine event. It was kind of fun. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't anything like crazy, but it was kind of cool. Don't know what you got till it's gone, right? Looking ahead, coming back with a bang at 2025. We've got some big things happening right out the gate. Let's take a look at what you can look forward to at the start of the new year. Act 3 starts January the 7th. Revenant Act 3 launches on January the 7th. With it comes the conclusion of the Revenant storyline, as well as a new exotic mission, new weapons, and one last row of artifact perks. We'll have more details as we get closer to the release, so keep an eye out and make sure you're following the Destiny of the game for updates. Yeah, literally right after New Year's, guys. We'll begin the launch of Act 3. New dungeon on February the 7th. We've got a new dungeon coming to you on February the 7th, starting at 9 a.m. Pacific. We'll have more details to share in the new year concerning dungeon race rules. But for now, start gathering your fire team and save the dates. Les, put that date in your calendar. That's when you get married. Yeah, Les, remember, we're supposed to be getting the Apollo expansion in July. So I don't know if your wedding's in July or not. But my wedding is December 2026. Good man. Good man. That right there is a Destiny player, everybody. Everybody knows December. Great time to get married. Fantastic. Oh, Destiny content's really rolling out. Should be good. Iron Banner final 2 weeks. Iron Banner will return on January the 14th. Those of you still looking for more rolls of the fantastic Tenacious Mastery Rocket Sidearm, have another chance. Don't sleep on the reprised Archon Thunder either. Let's say if there was one weapon I would say, like if I had to pin it on one weapon to get this season, it's that rocket sidearm. Very good. Now, Adept Prophet Trials of Osiris starting January the 31st. Trials will return for one final time right before episode Heresy starts. It will also be the last week the Prophet will be available as a post-match reward. So if you're looking for more Adept rolls, you know what needs to be done. Its regular version will still be available for focusing on Saint though. Yeah, everybody go crazy. Prophet, one of the most coveted weapons ever. All right, Revenant Act 3 weapon and armor balance updates. With the launch of Revenant Act 3, we have a slew of additional armor and weapon balance updates planned for the following week on January the 14th. The bulk of this update is aimed at addressing a couple of overperforming weapon types in Crucible, and then buffing a number of underperforming options as well. We focused on some major changes to bring up a handful of primary ammo close quarter combat options in heavy burst sidearms, rapid fire auto rifles, and SMGs. So, okay, we'll continue. Then we wanted to increase the viability of a couple medium range options with lightweight pulse rifles and precision hand cannons, while shuffling the medium long range window with targeted nerfs to high impact pulse rifles and graviton lance, and a reversion to lightweight scout rifles that moves them back to a level of forgiveness they lost with Into the Light, and a small buff to the flinch taken by snipers. We're also going to nerf a problematic part of the Titan's exotic class item in the Spirit of Alfie Lupi's functionality when combined with thruster. What? Bungie. We finally get what hunters have had for years now. It's literally my favorite exotic class combination for PvP. It's so good, man. Thrust insta health. Oh my lord. Now, weapon archetype, sidearms, heavy burst. We preemptively nerfed heavy burst sidearms before we made the Destiny 2 into the light sandbox changes because they have one of the most forgiving body shot time to kills in the game. We have not walked back those changes entirely, as that goes against the spirit of the current PvP sandbox. But we do feel that increasing the strength of some close range primary weapons is a worthwhile endeavor given the relative power of other close range engagement options. Now, submachine guns. General, SMGs are currently struggling in both high-end PvE and PvP, where combating more resilient enemies is making their small magazines feel overly punishing. We are bringing their magazine sizes up a small amount globally, and we'll also be slightly increasing their damage versus minor combatants in Heresy. Okay. All right. Now, auto rifles, rapid fires, increase damage slightly to remove a resilience gate from their optimal time to kill. Dude, Chroma's about to be disgusting. Chroma's another weapon, like, and surprisingly enough, the God Roll, Dynamic Sway, Kinetic Trimmers, amazing in PvP. Of all places. Yeah, it's very, very good. I know most people don't think of kinetic trimmers in PvP, but it's fantastic. It's arguably one of my most used weapons in PvP this season. Pulse rifles, high impacts. We've heard your feedback that in the hands of highly skilled players, high impact pulse rifles can feel oppressive. We're removing their last bit of baked in forgiveness, requiring them to hit 6 crits to achieve their optimal time to kill against all resilience levels over 1. At the same time, to reduce their top end effectiveness, we're decreasing their range via the aim down sights damage fall off scalar, which will bring them more in line with adaptive hand cannons and reduce their range below all other pulse rifles. And they pretty much outperform range-wise by like 3 to 4 meters. They've got a lot of range, very good time to kill. For my folks that have been waiting for this nerf to happen, it's here. That should open up things. I wouldn't say they're dead. There's, you know, we're gonna take into account things like Headseeker. Maybe there's still a way to get that 5 crit 1 body, but we'll see. We'll see. Hand cannons, precisions. Precision hand cannons have seen a small bump in usage and effectiveness with the recent buff to body shot damage, but we wanted to lean harder into the fantasy of the intrinsic perk. This change will affect Luna's Howl, Not Forgotten, and Malfeasance. Okay, so what are we doing here? So Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten, they're going to be affected because they're a precision frame still, despite them being a 140. I don't know. I don't think an AE bonus is exciting. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be it. Scout rifles, lightweights. For a brief period, we buffed lightweight scout rifles to bring down their body shot time to kill, which is among the slowest in the game, and to make them more forgiving in terms of their optimal time to kill. But these changes were quickly undone when we moved to the Into the Light Crucible Sandbox. We have re-implemented these changes, tuned for the new health values in PvP. The sniper rifles, general. We're continuing with our work to reduce the visual flinch experience by sniper rifles in Crucible to a more reasonable level. The intent is to maintain the difficulty of shooting through flinch to allow for counterplay without it feeling too jarring to be damaged while scoped in. All right, let's see. This might shake it up. 180 meta, I don't know. They're very vague right here. Not really sure. There's overlap there for Luna's Howl, Not Forgotten. You can't make it a 3-tap. If you made it a 3-tap, it's too much, but it's going to play into the frame itself. We'll see how that shakes out. Now, weapon perks. Skulking Wolf, Ironbender Origin. We felt like the Ironbender Origin perk could use an effect to make it worthwhile in PvE, and we think this addition is in line with the fantasy of the perk itself. The perk description string will be updated in a future release to reflect the new functionality. Now activates in PvE and makes enemies slightly less accurate in targeting you when active. This is like the effect Manicore has when airborne. Guys, that is really good. That's fantastic. For Nasha, fantastic. Yeah, Manicore, you can literally like float in the air. They're still shooting at you, but they're shooting where you were the moment you activate Manicore, right? You just move out the way and they just blast where you were. This just made Ironbender weapons substantially better inside of PvE. Yeah. Now, target lock with the increased magazine size and SMGs, keeping the perk in its nerf state render it effectively useless. We will keep an eye on how this perk changes the strength of SMGs in Crucible, and we are interested to see how it performs alongside the multitude of other very strong close quarter combat options that currently exist. We remove the custom tuning to make the perk less effective on SMGs. I mean, this could be a return of like the immortal days with target lock. Yeah, I think it could be back on the menu. Now, exotic weapons. Graviton Lance. Graviton Lance is arguably the strongest primary weapon in the game when viewed across both the PvE and PvP sandboxes. Literally every build that's been put up this season for build battles has included, at least one of them has included Graviton Lance. While it's not proving to be too problematic in high skill Crucible lobbies, it is dominating lower and middle skill lobbies to an unhealthy degree, as well as seeing extremely high uptime and potency in all levels of PvE content. As such, it needs to be brought more in line for both sandboxes. One option we considered was bringing down the stats to be closer to other heavy burst pulse rifles, but that felt like too much of a departure from the spirit of the weapon. Instead, we settled on reverting the RPM back to its previous value of 300. This was 325 right now. In PvE, the RPM reduction will effectively be a small DPS nerf, while in Crucible, it will move the weapon back to how it performed pre-episode 2. So reverting its RPM to 300. 324 right now. Okay. I think it's still, for PvE, I think it's still going to be fantastic. I mean, use Graviton Lance just because, man, once it gets those kills rolling, it pops. Now, PvP is going to be a bit of a pullback for sure, meaning you should have more trades, you know, versus just outright gunning an opponent down. Now, Malfeasance. Again, this is getting the buff too for 180s. This gun feels noticeably different to shoot compared to other 180 round per minute hand cannons because it was missing some of the intrinsic benefits provided by the precision perk. So added the remaining intrinsic effect from precision hand cannons perk, including accuracy bonuses and the new ADS movement speed penalty reduction. The airborne effectiveness was already baked into the stats. The new ADS movement speed penalty reduction. Interesting. Now, exotic armor, stoicism, spirit of Alpha Lupi. The healing impulse was tuned around barricade, which has significantly less uptime than thruster. Now that Alpha Lupi can work on thruster, we need to branch the effect strength accordingly. I don't know if they're saying that it's not going to work at all. I don't think that's what they're saying, but it obviously seems like it's going to get less of a health bump. All right. Some of the sandbox changes. Again, this rolls out the week after January the 7th. So after we start Act 3, and then these sandbox changes will be going live. The Bungie store for the holidays. It's the season for the Dawning. Bank and deliver one Dawning cookie to each Destiny vendor by 8:59 a.m. Pacific, 12:31 to claim this new Bungie reward, the Dawning ornament for purchase. A perfect decoration to celebrate Destiny all year long. Oh my God. Give the perfect gift. Don't miss your chance to give some amazing loot to your favorite guardian this Dawning. The Bungie store is something for everyone, whether they're a pin collector, a Destiny expert, or eager to skim their way through life with a Bear Walker Deluxe All-Star Vector skateboard. Oh, actually, that looks pretty dope. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, wow. Now, the last city, Lumina. If you're looking for a special way to light your room during the dark days of winter, look no further than this plate, Lumina. The last city, Lumina, shines under the traveler's gaze, featuring OLED illuminated neons, a holographic background, glossy details, and intricate 3D printed elements. I really love their stuff. Okay, I got a couple over there, actually. They're nice. All right, we got hashtag Dawning fashion. Look at this. Oh, my Lord. Very nice, very nice. Wow. You guys cooked. I mean, baked. Oh, it's a worm. Took me a second. Look at that. Wow. Dude, we were supposed to cook. We were supposed to cook, man. Look at this, Hunter. Look at this. Look at this guy. Even got Cade back here. That's pretty damn good. The fucking nose is getting me, man. The tonics. Glimmer that you can eat. That's adorable, dude. That's adorable. Bungie Foundation, a look back at 2024. As 2024 comes to a close, we're humbled and inspired by everything we've achieved together. Because of you, we've brought joy to kids in hospitals, supported critical humanitarian efforts, and made meaningful progress towards building a more inclusive and equitable future for everyone. Just a look at what we achieved together this year. Little Light Programs expansion. In 2024, we added 6 new partners, bringing the total to 20 hospitals and childcare facilities. We now have more than 7,300 iPads available to pediatric patients, helping kids just be kids during life's toughest challenges. Scholarships for a brighter future. With your support, 7 new students from underserved communities receive scholarships through our partnerships with the College Success Foundations. Students like Nurasakin Alai, who shared, "It is because of your support that I can attend the college of my dreams and study computer science in the hopes of one day becoming a software developer and creating my own game." That's awesome, man. Granting wishes that spark joy. You help make dreams come true for 50 plus Make-A-Wish kids, and supporting humanitarian causes. We rallied a community to raise more than $375,000 in support of our humanitarian partners responding to Hurricane Helene and Milton. Thank you for believing in us and being a vital part of this journey. As we close the chapter on 2024, we're ready to kick off 2025 in a big way with Game to Give from January the 23rd through February the 9th. We've got an amazing new slate of incentives to earn, plus returning favorites. We can't wait to celebrate the communities, both big and small, that make Destiny more than just a game. We'll actually be a part of that. I think our date is February the 10th. I'll let you know more about that, guys. Hashtag Destiny 2 fashion feedback. Oh, yeah, that's right. This week's theme, Dragon Slayer, Jungle Stalker. Oh, okay. All right. Dawning event card costs. Earlier this week, we identified an issue where the Dawning event card upgrade could be acquired for less silver than intended. This issue has now been resolved, and players who obtain the Dawning event card upgrade while it was incorrectly listed at no cost will keep it. We got it. Sometimes it works to be able to log on and reset, no lie. Dawning event card triumphs. Due to an issue preventing triumph progress, we have auto-completed the amateur, adept, and expert baker triumphs within the Dawning event cards. Now, Dawning weapon double perks. Earlier this week, we fixed an issue With the Dawning Weapon focusing, Dawning Weapons now correctly have a chance to drop with extra perks in the left and right columns after obtaining the Perky Presence and Perkier Presence upgrades on Eve Levante in the tower. Definitely get those upgrades. Keep in mind, it is still just a chance. Some people are still saying they're bugged out, but I was turning in mine yesterday, was able to get traits in the third and fourth column, but it is only a chance, right? Now, tonic bug fixes. We are developing the following changes to tonics. Planned to release on December 17th, 2024, right? So literally next week. Our main goals are to give you far more opportunities to earn the weapons you're chasing with tonics and decrease instances of tonics running out mid-activity. So planned changes are as follows. Legendary tonics will guarantee the associated weapon drops when triggered directly to your loot feed, rather than being shared across multiple episode Revenant weapon drops. You'll see these drops as you defeat enemies or complete general activities throughout Destiny 2. Base tonic durations have been increased across the board, which can be further increased by lab equipment up to 50% in Act 3, accrued through episodic quest progress. Uncommon tonic duration increased to 40 minutes, was 20. Rare tonic duration increased to 60 minutes, was 40. And legendary duration increased to 80 minutes. Now, general bug fixes to help address a small number of tonics that are currently focusing wrong weapons or armor. And legendary tonics now affect the changes of obtaining the specified item from the relevant activity. For instance, consuming a tonic of Vantage Point Onslaught will increase the chances of that weapon dropping from Revenant Onslaught chests. We'll see if it gets fixed, man. That's next week, though. That's good. It needs to happen. Tonics, I actually like it from like a resource perspective. Like I love them for the ciphers, alloys, glimmer. It should 1000% be giving you the weapon that you're trying to focus for. That's the whole reason why it exists. Other known issues, a lot of stuff. Some players' intro quests can reset after giving Zavala a cookie. A player's recipes on the main character can sometimes reset if an alternate character obtains the Dawning intro quest. 2 triumphs in the Star Bakes title are unlocked. If a player has gilded the title previously, the issue will not be fixed. The Solstice quest can be viewed on EVA for those who didn't complete it. Dark Frosted ingredient uses a placeholder icon. Yeah. Some players are unable to purchase the Lucent Knight Warlock bundle. Checkpoints for some master rates aren't being saved. Modifiers and Vanguard ops occasionally change after loading into an area. During contests of Elders, players who have no revive tokens left and die might get stuck on the finding spawn location and instead of restarting the activity or going to orbit. Yeah, these are pretty much all the same ones we talked about last week. Now, this is for Vesper. In Vesper's host, players cannot dunk the nuclear core in the bunker if the corrupted puppeteer's white mechanic starts when the core drops. As a final note from Bungie, that's everything we have for this week. This is our final TWID of the year, as we take a short break for the next few weeks to celebrate the holiday season. We'll be back next year with our first TWID on January the 9th. In the meantime, we'll be keeping an eye on everything, and you can still expect some posts from the team during that time. Make sure you're following Destiny 2 team and Bungie Help accounts for updates. It's been an eventful year, including the release of the final shape and the 10th anniversary of Destiny. Through it all, we want to thank you for being part of this wonderful community. Next year will be a big year, starting with episode Heresy, and later with the launch of Codename Frontiers. No matter if you let yourself be swept up with the festive spirit or prefer a lower profile during this time of the year, we wish you the best and we hope you can spend tons of quality time with your family and your loved ones and that you have the greatest meals ever. The Destiny 2 community team. That is your final TWID. No surprise TWID from us. We're not doing it this year. Just want everybody to know. Caused too many issues last year. But that's it from Bungie. Looking forward to the tonics getting fixed soon and seeing what shakes out with all the Sandbox changes first week or second week of January. We had an issue with some of the weapons and armor bullet points not showing on the original TWID. We fixed the issue so you can now see the specific details of each change. My God, dude, this is like the most important information. Increased body shot damage from 30 to 33. Increased critical hit damage from 48 to 52.8. Increased, and for submachine guns, increased magazine size of approximately 10%. Auto rifles increased body shot damage from 13.5 to 13.6. Increased critical hit damage from 23 to 23.1. Very small. Very small, but again, it's for the resilience gate there. Pulse rifles, reduced body shot damage for high impacts, reduced body shot damage from 22 to 21.5, reduced critical hit damage from 39.6 to 38.7, reduced ADS damage fall off skeleton from 1.7 to 1.6. Lightweights increased body shot damage from 17 to 20.4, increased critical hit damage from 31.45 to 31.6. Now, hand cannons, the intrinsic hand cannon precision frame now reduces your ADS movement speed penalty by 10%. Scout rifles increased body shot damage from 32 to 38. That's substantial. Increased critical hit damage from 64 to 64.6. The sniper rifle reduced the camera roll component of flinch against players by 20%. Reduced the camera roll component of flinch against players by 50%. All right. Well, there you go, guys. That was the context that was missing when we first read through the TWAB.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.